What's good, YouTube, man? ShawnReactz. Hey, that new Invincible episode dropped yesterday. Got finished watching that bitch, bro. That boy THRAGG, boy. That boy THRAGG. Man, let's just check this shit out, man. THRAGG was genuinely haunting Invincible. If you haven't watched it, man, don't watch this, because it's definitely going to be spoilers. Let's get into it.
So the Viltrumites arrive on Earth, causing tsunamis and destroying entire cities as THRAGG watches from up above, flying down to join them. But apparently, that was just Mark's thoughts. He was so worried about the Viltrumites possibly being on Earth that he was stressing himself out. Tech Jacket even sat down and tried talking to him and Nolan. So, what's the plan to fight them off? Y'all not even listening. Fine. What if we just blow up the Earth? But the second they heard they were approaching Earth, they paid attention immediately. Nolan was coming up with a game plan, moving like the special one back in his prime. But Mark was gone. He was already on his way down to Earth, flying in with maximum speed, going around looking for any Viltrumites, realizing that there are none. They're not there. So he went home to see his mom, asking him where's Oliver. He'll be fine, don't worry, as he sees THRAGG hold her by the neck and just rips off her head, standing there in disbelief. But turns out he was just imagining that too, and she's perfectly fine. Bro be waking up and sees THRAGG just standing at the door. The PTSD be hung.
I was like, from this point, the fuck on, whatever hezies they do or whatever they try to, whoever they try to kill now, I'm not believing none of it, bro. Because I was like, after Debbie, I was like, all right, nah, y'all can't do Debbie. Y'all trying to do, now I know this is some PTSD shit. Hell no.
Haunting him, turning around, saying that he needs to see Eve and that Nolan is outside waiting. So when Mark flies away, she goes to talk to bro, telling him to leave. But I ain't gonna lie, Nolan is one perseverant man.
Learn Italian with Real Italian TV.
Di dire.
Mio caro, I detective fanno sempre quando fanno dei
progressi.
Ma non mi sembra che stiamo
Stop treating me like you don't know me. You need to give me a chance to make things right.
I ain't never seen someone in the wrong demand to be forgiven. Ain't you beat up my son? Yeah. Ain't you killed thousands of people? Was it really that much? Ain't you called me a pet? But I already said I was trolling.
Need to do anything for you.
I know, but you will.
Yeah, he wildin'. And for what's coming up, I need y'all to sit down and look closely. Cause the sponsor of today's video is Invincible guarding the globe. With 8.
Shout out to bro. Get your money. Damn.
Play with short session Invincible on screen, cause she can smell the mud all over. He's happy to see his rum QR code on screen. Tech Jacket gets to see her dad again, who's a crumb. She's scared right here cause she can smell the must on her old man, hugging her with clothes he hasn't washed in weeks. There's food all over the ground, a half-eaten donut on his desk, and I can't tell if he's crying because he's happy to see his daughter, or because he can finally smell the food on his collar, and it's burning his nose. Cecil was in the lab, still trying to figure out how to open a portal to the Flaxons so that they can go to save Monster Girl and Rex. We're ready to go. And when he opens up the portal, a whole bunch of tentacles come through. One even grabbed Sinclair. That's when Cecil had to step in. He needs Sinclair for whatever weird experiment he's got planned. Starts shooting at the monster and sends Donald to shut down the portal. So essentially, Monster Girl and Rex are stuck with the Flaxons. Alan is still trying to figure out how to lead the coalition. Why haven't you found the Viltrumites yet? Well, finding 40 Viltrumites in space is quite difficult.
You guys want to hear something? Ugly ass fucking
They were just complaining and giving absolutely no solutions. Just make sure you get rid of all the Viltrumites. Alan had to mention how Thetis was a Viltrumite, and Nolan and Mark are also Viltrumites who helped them. But they ain't care. They said boom every single one of them. Alan had to hang up. Now they stepping out of line. Mark couldn't even go to school without suffering. Turned the corner and started seeing Anissa floating around a bunch of bodies holding William. But once again, it was just his imagination. THRAGG really extinguished any hope Mark had. Threw one punch and said, we have no future here. We can't beat him. And now he can't even walk to school without imagining everyone dying. Debbie was complaining to Paul about the fact that Oliver is somewhere in space after getting hurt. So Paul tells her to just go into space and go see Oliver. It's pretty simple. And while they're having this conversation, he just mentions the fact that he's no longer dating Debbie. I said, hold on. Explain, my nigga.
Right?
Stop with the quotes.
I was like, huh?
Stop with the fucking mind games.
Went from wanting to buy a house together to breaking up, and we heard no conversation about it. Last time I checked, I thought he sold his home. Is he homeless? Is he out there dancing for some change? Explain. Eve tells Mark that she knows why her powers weren't working, and when she's about to confess, her head gets grabbed and she's getting held up.
Instantly knew. I was like, no way they do this to her
Mark.
right now.
Killing her and dropping her body down beside him. But again, it was just him dreaming. So they get back to the conversation and she's crying.
I had an abortion.
Crazy.
What?
Once again, the shift in tone was extreme. Went from Mark imagining Eve getting taken and killed to them having this sad conversation. I know Mark was in his own head like these, bro.
He was
my imagination and my reality are crazy. Nolan was at the exact spot where he beat the shit out of Mark, remembering his actions when Cecil pops up and tells him to stay right there. Do not move, please. So Nolan said, sorry, man. I shouldn't have done all that stuff before. As if that made a difference to Cecil. Telling the world that Nolan is still an evil Viltrumite gives him more reason to waste them tax dollars on the teleportation. Cecil then asks him if they won the war against the Viltrumites. Yeah, we won, but there's still 40 of them hiding somewhere. How is that winning? Y'all just left 40 Viltrumites with more reason to attack. How long would it take for y'all to come back if they show up here? About 2 weeks.
Is this nigga serious?
Oh god, he said 2 weeks. I was like, this nigga did that?
Y'all gotta be trolling. Nolan goes to talk to Mark, telling him that the ship is almost done installing the sensors, and after that, he's going back to see Oliver. And that's when Debbie walks out and says she's going to see Oliver too. Even Mark was confused. It's not like Oliver was putting in any work out there. He did that shit to himself. We told him not to fight THRAGG. You can sit back down. But she goes up to the ship with him, looking out at the planet, while back down on Earth, Cecil is asking Mark if he could debrief the whole war situation with Donald. How the whole fight went down, how strong the Viltrumites are, and if they're really in danger. But Mark was still in his own head. When he looks up, he sees THRAGG's entire arm through Cecil's chest.
He gave Mark capital PTSD. No
Nothing
bull.
he or anyone else can do to stop us.
Tossing him to the side.
Every
and
time he closed his eyes and looked
he
up,
asks
he
for
seen,
a
bro.
therapist. He's about to be moving like Ari Gold in them sessions.
Care about any of them. They're all just a number, like wife number 1 and therapist number 7. Good day.
But hey, at least it's progress. Eve tells Mark that he should go fly around to clear his mind, so he does exactly that. Heads out to fly over the city and heads up even higher to look down onto the earth, closing his eyes and falling back down, just flexing the fact that he can fly while y'all gotta take the bus. He looks up and sees THRAGG posing in the distance. He thought he was slick. Piccolo, we see you. Cape flapping, not even looking in his direction. Matter of fact, he not even looking at the sunset. Said, oh no, the sky over here is looking mad clear. Turning around, not smiling at all. Mark was so scared, he started envisioning all types of scenarios, having to close his eyes to calm down, opening them back up, and this man THRAGG was still there.
Yes.
Closer.
We are here.
Mark flew in to hit him with a left. realized that did nothing and said might as well try some more. Hit him a couple more
Might as well try
times
some
until
more.
THRAGG decided to start dodging, grabbing his entire face and pushing him back. And when Mark was about to fly in again, THRAGG told him to stop. You ain't got it like that, little bro.
I ain't gonna lie, we gotta get this nigga his props. That shit was trash, my nigga. You consistently drop the trash.
He started telling Mark his plan. Even though there's only 37 of us left, it's still more than enough to destroy the planet. And their plan is to blend into society and use them to make more Viltrumites. And when you really think about it, it's not a surprise that they're on Earth. I'm more concerned that when Mark was up in space on that ship, he really came flying, rushing down, checked around 2 blocks, and said, yeah, they not here. Bro's map looks a lot different than the real one. But if Mark tries to stop them, then they'll start just killing everyone. So he gave Mark a choice, kinda. If he lets them live among them, they won't do anything. Pretty much said, either chill on us, bro, or die. No, I won't let you reproduce. No, he said loudly in his own head. The second he started thinking about the damage THRAGG could do, he quickly decided to let bro do whatever he wants.
My answer is yes.
And I don't blame him. With the way THRAGG was doing them over on the Viltrum, sending Nolan down to the concrete with one punch, said, you can always come back home, brother. No, thank you. And after hearing that, deciding to airbend him into a concussion, all the way back up to space. After seeing all that, I would have invited him to my own wedding. He would have been moving like Orochimaru at Naruto's wedding. Y'all would have seen THRAGG pulling out the craziest dance moves. Alan was still struggling with his new job and sees this video that Thetis left for him in case anything happened to Thetis. And the video was explaining to him that they need to kill all Viltrumites, telling him about the Scourge virus and how he released it on the Viltrumites all those years back. And he was telling Alan in the video that he needs to use the Scourge virus to take out every single Viltrumite, even though it could also take out Nolan and Mark. And Oliver, I guess, too. But the way Alan was acting before when they mentioned the same thing, you can tell he's not touching Mark and his family. But also, I don't understand. Thetis is a Viltrumite, and he wants to kill all Viltrumites, even the ones that helped him. I can understand wanting to get rid of THRAGG and stuff, because bro, how else you gonna kill him? But Nolan, Mark, and Oliver, Thetis was pretty much in the same boat. He never once talked about... You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand his obsession with wanting to get rid of the Viltrumites who helped him. Especially since he's already dead. How do you have a video? Also telling people, like, bro.
He the real demon, Eric. That is. Hey, man.
Sleep keeping you awake.
Looks like that's going to be it.
Firm, our sleep experts.
Please comment, like, subscribe to the video, man. Turn on post notifications. Let me see y'all, man.